Okay, team, this is 10.3 Activity 1 on page 211 in your workbook. And this is dividing powers with a common base. So we call this the quotient property. And to see what's going on, let's go ahead and start this off by writing it in repeated multiplication form. So reminder, this number is called the base. This number is called the exponent, and the whole thing we call power, and it's just repeated multiplication. So this is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 divided by 2 times itself twice. 2 times 2. Now, up here, I'm just going to remind you that, if you have a fraction like 2/2 where the numerator and the denominator are the same, that's the same thing as 1. And that's often why we cancel out when we have a common factor in the numerator and the denominator. And so that's what I'm going to do down here. I have a 2 in the numerator and a 2 in the denominator. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Cancels out. 2 divided by 2 again is 1. It cancels out. And I'm left with just 2 times 2. Well, 2 times 2 is really just 4. Or as a power, I would say, that's 2 as a base times itself twice. And that's what I'm doing for this whole activity. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to pause and do your best to finish this chart, and then see if you can find a trick, some kind of pattern to go from our quotient to the singular power, skipping this middle column. See if you can find a trick where you wouldn't actually need to write the repeated multiplication. Okay, pause. Okay, here is a little bit more of the activity. So I'm going to go ahead and let you see what we got on the powers here, and then I'll finish up these last two. So the way I like to do this cancellation is I'm going to go numerator, denominator, numerator, denominator, numerator, denominator, numerator, denominator, numerator. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are canceled. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my fifth. So I got 5 and 5, and then numerator, denominator, 6 and 6. Now I'm left with 8.5 times itself 3 times. So this is 8.5 to the third. Last row I'm going to do 10 times itself 8 times in the numerator, 10 times itself 5 times in the denominator. So let's get to canceling. Cancel, 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 cancel. So there's 4 and 4, and then 5 and 5. And once again, I'm left with, looks like just 3 factors. So 10 times itself 3 times is my final answer. Okay. Now at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I know that I can write these answers here. I know that this is 3 to the 8th power, because I've found a pattern from the original quotient all the way to the power. I've found a pattern. If you haven't figured it out yet, feel free to pause and try to figure it out yourself, or I'm just going to tell you right now. We are just subtracting the exponents. That's all we're doing. So like 4 minus 2 is 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. Okay, so that's the trick. So finishing this up, then I got, this is going to be negative 5 to the, 7 minus 5 is 2. And then this would be 11 to the 3. And then those of us that want to write our rule down here, if I'm dividing powers with a common base, then I am going to subtract the exponents. So this a to the m divided by a to the n is a to the m minus n. Okay, thanks for playing.